Lady of the faucets, let's get it.
Woo! Yeah. It's R2R. It's R2R. Back to riches. Back to riches. It's R2R. It's R2R. Back to riches. Back to riches. It's R2R. It's R2R. Back to riches. Back to riches. It's R2R. It's R2R. Back to riches. Back to riches. Got my call from the R2R. Farmers going up, Brody, check the chart. In the loots, buying all these plots. Thomas G and Mike got the chat on lock. With a drip and pause. Got these dogs and pigeons, farm me, I'm ready to score. Got me a bag of the rich and hard, I think I need more. Group got me in the wave, now I'm swimming the shore. I'm up to the core. It's R2R. It's R2R. Back to riches. Back to riches. It's R2R. It's R2R. Back to riches. It's back to riches. It's R2R. It's R2R. Back to riches. Back to riches. It's R2R. It's R2R. Back to riches. It's back to riches.
All right, we're live. Welcome to R2R Wreck to Riches live stream number 38. Happy Friday, everybody out there in the crypto space. It's Friday. It's a payday. It's just always a good feeling. Fridays are always the best. I love the weekends. Who doesn't love the weekends? Don't forget, if you're on YouTube, we're double streaming right now live. YouTubers, subscribe to the channel, post notifications, drop a comment, like, all the good stuff. If you're over there on X, which X seems to have, it's on and popping on Elon's platform, I'm not going to lie, versus YouTube. Go ahead and smash the like button, retweet, put all your Titanx hashtags out there, because we are going to be talking about Vault. And this is part of the build on Titanx ecosystem. This is something truly special. I'm very, very impressed. But before we get into that, remember, if you're looking at meme tokens out there, or you're a meme token fanatic and you want to get involved with something that's risk-free, this is for you. Take a quick look.
Dog, it's Thomas here from R2R. Welcome to the Bad Bunny Tap to Earn free game, where you can earn your free airdrop by simply tapping your screen. All you got to do is follow the instructions in the description of this video. Step number 1, no laptop computers, no desktops, anything like that. You're going to need a smartphone. Step number 2, if you don't have Telegram, download one and log into your Telegram account, or simply log in if you have one already. Step 3, click the link below in the description, and it's going to take you straight to Bad Bunny, where you can tap to earn your free Bad Bunny meme token airdrop. Let's go!
I'm telling you, I have no idea who that guy is. I don't know that fool. He's just somebody who did the ad for me. But let's get into it, guys. Again, don't forget to pound all the like buttons out there, guys. We got a banger today for you as far as a project that, I mean, let's take a look. We're at the website real quick. Let's take a look at the price of Vault. This bad boy is just gone. Whoop. It did a big run. I woke up this morning and I kid you not, I was like Jerome from Martin. That was me this morning when I was looking at it.
I think you're wrong in the hell. Watch your mouth without a doubt. Jumping on top.
That was me in the kitchen making the coffee this morning. I was like, damn, man, this price, if you take a look at it, in the past 24 hours, up 364%. So anybody knows, like, hey, when something goes up that high, give yourself a chance if you haven't got in yet for it to correct a little bit. But I don't know what's going to happen from here. All I know is I like what I see. I was really excited. Let's not forget about the people in the chat. Let's go to the chat real quick. Nomad Investor, yeah, dog, what's going on? Firefighting 82. Good timing. Was just looking in the vault and looking for more info. We're going to cover the white paper. We're going to jump into the website, look at the layout. I mean, I'm going to say, just from the experience so far, what you feel with the price and everything that's going on, the way it's structured, I'm looking at this, and I was talking to a friend earlier about this, and like we were in sync with the same thought. Like, this is the competitor that's finally coming out as far as Dragon X competitor, right? Like with price performance. And it took Dragon X a long time to get where it's at. But the most impressive thing, too, I'd mentioned when I was talking to a buddy earlier, is the liquidity. I mean, by gosh. I mean, this project's not playing around. There's already $958,000, almost $1 million in liquidity. If you go look at anything that launched on build on Titanx, none of them had this amount of LP in there. And we'll take a look at the reasons why, the mechanics behind the hood. But this is off to a banging start. 3.7 million. I mean, timing's everything. They just, launched. If you take a look here, the launch date, like I think it was like on the 28th. So people that stuck it out for the past few days, you got no action at first. It dipped and then it did this, and here you are now with a thick LP pool, right? So, and if the developers of this project, I don't know who you are exactly. Never spoke to any of them. Are watching. I'd love to have you on my Crypto Talk series to come on here and where we talk about developers, projects, and all that good stuff. I just did one recently with the Awesome X founders. It'd be good. I mean, get the word out there, guys. I'm looking to speak with these guys, kind of pick their brains. But we'll take a look at the layout before we do anything in regards to the docs and all that good stuff. You see there's an auction here. I guess you would deposit, you get some vault. ROI right now would be like 319%. Auctions are usually a 24-hour gig. Today's auction cycle. So you can see already like the vault, 1 vault equals 16,848 Titanx. 1 vault is about a penny and some change. Total vault supply, 100 mil. At this point, I think there's going to be like a max supply of 1 billion. We'll double check though. And I mean the tokenomics that once we continue to go on, it's like more and more exciting. I don't think I've seen a platform like this so far in Titanx where I'm like, all right, this is the Dragon X competitor, and this is going to be where people that got in early are probably going to be very happy. Is my prediction. I'm not a financial advisor, not a professional. You got to do your own research. Remember, it's cryptocurrency, could get wrecked. So total Titanx deposited. They're not playing around, guys. 402 billion Titanx deposited today. That's just in one day. Total deposited overall, like 4 trillion. Is that right? Yeah, that's 4 trillion. Yeah, 40. And you can go to the Titanx website and take a look on what they did in the stats page. Click here, scroll down. They just passed Helios real quick. They're now underneath Hyper. Dragon X, Hydra, Hyper, Vault. Vault is ranked 4 on the overall build on Titanx leaderboard. And that's short amount of time, right? It shows the amount of Titanx that they have in the ecosystem, how much is locked, how much is in LP. And this is a very, very like competitive project when it comes to the others, because I think there's so much going on within the ecosystem. People are like, where do I go? Where do I go? And then I did the interview the other day with Element 280, where it just makes it simple, where you can go in and get a piece of everything, right? Of the action, which is great. But here in this case, you have an opportunity to get into something, before it becomes the next big mover over time, whether it's in the short term. Right now, it looks great. But the tokenomics, holy smokes. Let's look the burn page, right? Decentralized functions are called vault, buy, and burn. It's burning the vault token. You can see the balances as far as Titanx and the value. These are all things that you've seen before. Stat pages, everything looks like just simple, nice, and easy. All right. This is where the literature comes in, and you take a look at the docs page, and you're trying to find out, well, what's going on here. Before I do that, I want to show you guys going back to the price, right? $3.6 million market cap, $939,000 in liquidity. Price is correcting a little bit as we're on stream. That is expected for this parabolic run. But people are starting to figure out what's going on here, right? And it's gaining traction. Tokenomics, though, if we click on the holders page, I want to show you kind of how that looks. And 680 holders, right? Total supply right now, 664 million. So if you take a look at the distribution of the tokens, this wallet here, I don't know what that represents. It could be like the team wallet or anything like that. I'm assuming it, and I would have to ask them, right? I'm assuming it has something to do with the team. I could be wrong, not 100% sure, but outside of that, the distribution of tokens, there's like a 3% wallet, 2%, and the rest are 1%. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wallets between 1 and under 2% right now at this point. So there's not a lot liquid. There's not a lot of holders. It's very early. Obviously, it just launched. And we're going to take a look at the docs page so we can confirm like the supply and all that good stuff. Just want to show you just what you can see on chain outside of the docs. You can always go to Deck Screener and take a look at the wallet holders. I'm really excited for this project. Like I showed you earlier, like I was dancing around earlier this morning going, okay, this right here, I missed Dragon X early on because of personal reasons. I got in late. I'm still happy with that, but I ain't missing this one. I am not missing this one. There's just too much that the math is mathing, as they would say, right? So what's Vault? Power lightning fast deflation with electrifying buy and burn. So the key components is deflation, right? Hyper deflationary period with buy and burn. Okay, so Vault is built on Titanx, a hyper deflationary token with a unique auction system. So it features a capped supply with all the tokens distributed within the first 10 days, triggering full deflation afterwards. Vault utilizes 80% of the system value to buy tokens plus 8% of the value of growing bonded liquidity growth. Vault enters deflation quickly with a massive buy and burn. So it goes into this deflationary period fast, right? It's not going to take, the course of several months or it's going to happen. Boom. You have the chance to get in. It's going to go hyper deflationary. And then from there, you get to ride the wave. I think it's going to be a wave that just keeps building its momentum, And so the fundamentals, it's a deflationary token, huge buy and burn, perpetual auction system, full token distribution in just 10 freaking days, right? 80% of Titanx value used to buy Vault, liquidity bonding with Titanx, just like Jake asked everybody to do. The Treasure Vault, the Vault Wheel, there's so much to it. Let's look at the token distribution here so we can understand the tokenomics and exactly what's going on here. Let me make sure there's no comments or questions here at this point. Doesn't look like it. So I'll go right back. So token distribution, guys, 1 billion tokens. So the exact amount would be 1,055 million, right? Liquidity wallet, 50 million tokens to be paired with protocol built on Titanx. Starting liquidity, 5 million tokens paired with Titanx. So the 5 million tokens paired with Titanx, that was the beginning of time. Going back to the chart here, they built the liquidity very fast. All right, this is impressive. This is what they call thick liquidity, right? It's thick already. And you can just see these green candles are what's going to bring the attention of people. If you were in here and you were participating, you're very happy today, right? So from the 28th to the 4th, this time frame this took place, right? So it's very early. It's like I said, it's going to go into its hyperdeflationary period rather quickly. So you're running the kind of window of opportunity before I believe it will correct and then continue to go parabolic along with the Titanx ecosystem, because Titanx is going hyperdeflationary in late November. Start taking a look and doing the research. Jumping back to the docs, though, just make sure stay on track. Stage 1, that's days 1 through 10. 100 million Vault tokens are auctioned daily. All right. Stage 2 starts on day 11, right? All auction Vault tokens come to the Treasure Vault. And then you see here the Titanx token distribution, because you're going in with the Titanx for the auction. Daily auctions for Vault tokens are conducted using Titanx. So it buys and burns feeds and grows 80% is what they call it. You can click on the link here and it would probably just take you straight to what that means. So the buy and burn / feed. So fuel the fire, the centralized burn, build the vault revolution. So I believe this is where the bread and butter is happening as far as the LP that we see, that liquidity, right? 80% of the Titanx value is allocated to buy and burn feed mechanisms. And here are the three components. It buys and burn. So 42% of the tokens purchased from the liquidity pool are burnt, right? The LP are burnt. The buy and feed, which 50% of the tokens purchased from the LP are placed in the vault for future auction starting from day 11. Now, buy and grow, 8% is used for liquidity bonding for all Titanx protocol tokens. That right there is going to be something that we haven't seen yet. So we haven't seen it yet. I think Element 280 is going to be bonding their token with all the other tokens as well. But that's going to be interesting because, if you bond with DragonX, you bond with this token, that token, and all the tides rise together, it's going to be an interesting factor. So the initial buy and burn from days 1 through 10. Day 1, there was no burn. Day 2, 42% of the balance is used. 3, 39, all the way to day 10, 18% of the balance will be used. And then the buy and burn calculation, you can see all that. You got to do your homework. You got to do your homework so you can see why I'm like super bullish. Like, it's simple, but at the same time, it's like new little additional features that we haven't seen before that are implemented that are now going to trigger people to be like, okay, what happened here? Like, why did the price do that? And why may the price continue to do that going forward? Obviously, after it corrects. If you want to reflect back to the chart right now, we can see it on the correction phase right now, which, look, this is a God candle right here. Peaked out, comes here. So with the liquidity you have here, you can definitely go in and purchase, but time is everything. If I'm looking at this, like if it's a meme token, I always look at the top and then go 50%, I'm back in. So that'd be 2 zeros and an 8. I would say, hey, I can buy someone Titanx, or obviously come to their website and participate with the auction. Because if you go in, as you can see here, if you go in with 100 million Titanx, like $74 worth, it gets you 24,536 volts, which the ROI is 244%. But it is an auction, so as participants come in, your percentage would change, because other people are competing for positions. So this is very simply laid out for you to just figure out. Got all the bells and whistles as far as the docs and links down there. But let's get back to it. Let me double check and see if anybody is in the chat. Richard Hart and Titanx ecosystem is going to be the big winners this cycle. Yeah, absolutely. And it's a beautiful thing because we all come from, the same tree, just branched off. Original people that were involved with Hex are involved with Titanx. They're involved with, both systems. Some of them are maxis and never made it here, but I think both will do very well. And it's good if you're definitely in both. Let's take a look here, and I'm taking a look at the chart as it corrects. So 50% from the top, got a little bit of ways before I would be like, all right, I'll buy some. But you have to think of it this way. You look at the price and you got to figure out, is it cheaper to buy or cheaper to go into the auction? That would be something you got to calculate. So look out for that. From my experience, that can change like on an hourly basis when it comes to auctions versus buying on the open market. My first experience with buying off the open market versus an auction was with Hex. However, Uniswap was so new, you were getting like 5.5% red slippage on like a $200 swap. So you didn't have the luxury of having a thick liquidity like this. And then, obviously the platform as far as Hex was our Uniswap was extremely brand spanking new as far as the tech and everything behind it. So excuse me. All right. Anyways, going back to the treasure vaults, and hopefully the developers of this, hear that I'm doing a video about this, and I can bring them on because would sure love to pick their brains and ask the questions, because right now I have strategies and different things I'm doing, but the moment I talk to a developer and I'm able to pick their brain, then I get that light bulb moment and it's like, okay, it's on like Donkey Kong, right? It's on like Donkey Kong. So the treasure vault, after the initial 10-day period, the treasure vault is an exclusive source for auction tokens. Starting supply, the treasure vault begins with 0 tokens. Daily auction, 20% of the tokens is in the treasure vault, are available for auction each day after 10. Token entry, the treasure vault when purchased via vault buy and burn build mechanism. Recycling mechanism, 50% of the tokens acquired from the liquidity pool through the buy and burn feed are sent to the treasure vault. So the treasure vault continuously gets fed, it looks like. So this is some game theory I've never seen before. I'm definitely learning and understanding it as we go along, but you have to see it all play out. Right now, everybody's excited because of the price. I recommend you figure out how to play the game perfectly by reading this, and then participating in the auction and seeing where you're at as far as what's a better deal, because that could change by the hour. Deflationary auction system. So the treasure vault allows the vault token to be deflationary while sustaining an auction system. So that's for after day 10, going from day 11 forward. Arbitrage incentives. So the auction system encourages arbitrage between the auction and the liquidity pool. I was just talking about this. So as 80% of the value is directed into the buy and burn feed mechanism, you can just simply come here and give yourself like an example of, okay, if I spend let's say give an example of 100 million. Titanx gets you 7,340 volts on the market. And then you go, okay, that's 100 million. Well, let me go to the website and see what 100 million gets me in the auction. So obviously 24,512 is a much better deal than spending 100 million on the market at this point and only getting 7,340. But you got to remember, the auction period, if you come look at the timer, still got 21 hours left. So as more people come in, the amount that you would get for 100 million goes down. So that's when you go, okay, well, let me put more to get, a lion's share of, the contribution of Titanx into this ecosystem. Maybe I'll do $1 billion. Maybe I'll do 10 billion, and you would get more, bang for your buck. So it's interesting to see how people are playing this right now. I'm just kind of kicking back and seeing. Willie B. Long. Let's go. Let's go, bro. Let's go. All right. Gosh, thank God it's Friday. Last day of streaming, Monday to Friday. Don't forget to pound the like button, post notifications. So we read about that. We already went into this. The auctions. Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is really new to most people, but the auctions are every 24 hours. During the first 10 days, there's 100 million in each auction phase daily. So if you want the majority of the 100 million vault tokens, you're going to have to be the biggest depositor into the auction for that day. So if people are competing for the most, that's going to contribute a lot more Titanx into this, which is going to feed this flywheel within this ecosystem. It goes from the auction, to the treasury vault and the buy and burn and feed. It's really cool. It's really cool. It's unique. It's unique. And I think it's a good flywheel. And you just saw a simulation of what happened with price and what you can see in the future as it moves along. Very, very interesting. I don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on it. I'm not a financial advisor, but damn, I can tell you not to sleep on something. All vault daily claiming auction claiming. All vault tokens from daily auctions are distributed simultaneously at the start of each new day. So once the timer goes to 0 and we go to the next day, you can claim them. And yeah, you got to read all about liquidity. We covered that. This already took place. Audits. I mean, it's short and sweet. We got the audits here. All you got to do is read a little bit, experiment, look at the price as far as the deal that you would get versus the auction, and time it. So if I'm a player, right, I'm coming here to the website, and it's 21 hours, 6 minutes, and 12 seconds. I'm coming back here to the site when there's 10 minutes left on the timer, right? And that's when you're going to see the most action, is as this timer gets to 0. It's an auction, right? So there's no reason to go crazy like on the first hour of a new day. You want to strategically position yourself to get more volt for your Titanx. So to wait till the timer is as close to zero as you can so that you can make the decision whether going into the auction is best versus buying on the open market. And then you'll be able to see where your ROI is at this point. But as you can see, I put 10 billion Titanx, and I'm getting that amount because it would be like the biggest probably deposit at this time. So I wouldn't go 10 billion right now because the 31,624% wouldn't be the actual number. Now, if you go and type in 10 billion Titanx and there's 10 seconds left, and you know that between or a minute left, and you know that this number is, it could be way less, it could be 100%, 300%, but you know that this number here that you get as far as volt would come to you in the form of not having to do any slippage, right? But if the slippage is not that big of a difference and you're looking to spend 7,000 and you would get way more on the opposite end of the market versus the auction, but obviously buying on Uniswap is better, and which helps the price when people buy off the market. So everything in this ecosystem, as far as the decisions you have, is definitely beneficial at the end of the road, at the end of the timer, to figure out what's the best move. Let's see. Doesn't AwesomeX launch today? No, you know, I saw they have a 1 week delay on AwesomeX. I think Jake gave them a recommendation on something that he wanted to be changed. So that has been delayed. Willie Bean, you've been crushing it, buddy. Great content and vibes. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for the support. Fire the 11th. It was postponed. Yeah, I think Jake advised on some changes that he felt would be beneficial for AwesomeX. So there is a delay, and here's the thing with the delay in the Titanx ecosystem. So let's take a look here really quick. Titanx, it's gone up 24% today. So I've been telling my group, and I've been talking about it in the stream, that this was going to happen because the past few days are like the end of times as far as like trillions of tokens being minted, right? So as those big days die off and our next big days that we have are less and less, all the way up until the end of November, going into December, there's like no inflation for Titanx. It stops. We start going into a hyperinflationary period right where we're at now, slowly, and then we gradually speed it up starting in November towards the end. I imagine because of that sell pressure becomes less and less, that the price will start to climb up little by little. And as the price moves up little by little, and then you have Vault, which is hot right now, and people are going to buy Titanx to get ROI and participate in Vault and use Titanx to even buy Vault, that's going to bring buy pressure. So we're going to have more buy pressure from human beings for Titanx, for building Titanx protocols like Vault that are pop on and popping. And then you have the buy and burn contracts, you know, the V1s, the V2s, the V3s throughout the ecosystem, the smart contracts that are trying to buy the most supply that they can to burn it off the market. When you have a delay, the problem you face is, and this is for any Titanx protocol, a delay at this point extends you, let's say it extends you out 7 days. Well, 7 days from now, Titanx can be, 20, 30% more. It's 24% right now. What if it's 2x more? So now your users are going to have to pay 2x the price point on participating in the Build on Titanx ecosystem versus what they would have done if you launched on time. So that's like the thing that I was like, I hope it launches today, because I realized the period that we're on, it was perfect timing. And I don't want it to be slow participation for AwesomeX. Hopefully the price kind of stabilizes. But if for any reason a project launches during a time when Titanx 2 to 3 to 5x's, their participation may be very low because of how expensive it becomes. So you got to remember, when I'm making my hyper miners, I've been showing on Twitter. I've told you guys, I'm making these hyper miners at this price point. This potential miner could cost 5 to 10x more down the road during the hyperinflationary phase, hyperdeflationary phase of Titanx. So every delay is crucial at this point. This is the perfect time to launch. So hopefully, because I like AwesomeX, I like the founder and everything that it comes with. Hopefully, it happens. The price hasn't gone parabolic yet, so I can participate. But we'll see. We'll see. Timing is everything. Timing is everything. I believe, like what LeBron James says, on target, on time. It would have been perfect to launch today. And even today, 24% raise in the price. So that brings up the price of a lot of things. But if you go look, we'll look at the entire ecosystem. Dragon-X, look at the price of Dragon-X today. Ratio dropped all the way to 17, but it's climbing back up. And a lot of people sold Dragon-X to go to Titanx to go to Vault. I don't blame them. You know, people are chasing green, but ultimately that decision could play out pretty strategically well, because some people bought Dragon-X, you know, on this candle, and people that got in here are really up, and they could be swapping right now at a greater ratio to have more Titanx, which is the smart thing. You ultimately want more Titanx. So if you want more Titanx, yes, Dragon-X can do many more X's, but so can Titanx, and these ratios may stay the same or grow a tad bit. It can go 1 to 30, 1 to 40, 1 to 50, who knows? But if you come across an opportunity like Vault, and you're seeing it's a 1 to 12,293 Titanx ratio, and you see how early it is, and you understand the mechanics, this can be like a 1 to 50,000. And you might be getting more bang for your buck being early here. So when people swap their Dragon-X to Titanx, which I watched a lot of people do to participate, I was like, hey, that's a really smart move. So it's something that, I had thought on early on. And I was like, hey, like, we're going to catch some X's all over the place, but the ratio back will probably be more beneficial right now at this point, going with Vault and dollar cost averaging and participating. And it's going to compete with Dragon-X. It's going to give Dragon-X a run for its money, which is good, because the competition of what Vault or any other token that comes to compete with Dragon-X or even Titanx or whatever other tokens creates more buy pressure, because people are running to buy those tokens. CoinMarketCap listing for Vault seems like a win. The rest of the market is red, getting lots of eyeballs on Titanx ecosystem. Yeah, oh yeah, that's right. They're listing on CoinMarketCap. They're doing things pretty fast. Their developers are smart. I think there's Lotus that's going to be building on top of Vault, so they already have a build on Vault protocol lined up. Again, I would love to talk to the Lotus developer. I'd like to talk to the Vault developer, and hopefully get them on the channel, and we can talk, pick their brains, and at the end of the day, a lot of Titanx is being burnt forever. Forever. It's going to be hyper deflationary soon.
Forever.
Gosh, I love that movie. I really do. But yeah, like you mentioned, the market as a whole, take a look. Today we have greenery in the scenery, though. Like yesterday was all red. So definitely it feels good to come out of a red day like that and see stuff like that, because I'm telling you, a lot of you guys are in your first cycle, and when you come out of a bear market, you're just like shattered in tears, like, I made it. Yeah!
Daddy thought he lost you.
It's all right. Oh my God, I almost died. I almost died. That was so scary. Thank you.
It's okay. It's all right.
I had a realization. I've been alive for 24 years and I haven't even done anything with my life.
That's what it feels like when you come out of a bear market and you finally have ease of pressure of price and things start to go up. You just feel like you survived. a really, really bad plane crash, to be honest with you, and you're alive and ready to go. Let's see. E-Money missed that show. I know, right? That was one of my most favorite shows of all time, definitely. So, yeah, let me refresh the homepage here and see maybe if it's one of those things where I could put that same amount, like 10 billion Titanx, and see if the ROI drops. So 10 million, 100 million, 1 billion, 10 million, 10 billion. So you see how 10 billion changed to 217,000 or 200. It went from 31,000 to 217%. More Titanx coming in. So that's going to be something you got to figure out. Again, oh no, I typed in 100 million, 100 billion, but 10 billion to be reasonable. Let me copy and paste that. You get 2,386,496 volts versus on the market right now for that amount. Wait for it. You'd get literally half the amount plus slippage. But there is some liquidity there, some good liquidity. So it wouldn't be too bad, but it's a big, big gap right there. The auction is more worth it at this point. Will it be more worth it? Like I said, when you time it the way you should, look, a lot of people are getting in early. I never understood why anybody would get in the first hour of an auction. It doesn't matter. But when the last 10 minutes, 5 minutes, you should start seeing snipers come in. Snipers get the last minute entry to get if there's no opportunity to get way more tokens versus the market, then, what if you went a billion Titanx and so many people come in and you lost on your deal? You didn't get a deal. It would have been better to buy off the market. So the fact that there's that many Titanx right now with 20 hours left shows me that a lot of users don't have experience like the early Hex days, December 2019, when the Hex auction came about. That part I don't understand, but hey, it works. It works. It helps everybody to know that those tokens are utilized, but I never understood it. There's 20 hours left. What are you doing? What are you doing? But it is what it is. It's a beautiful thing. Maybe they may not have time to do it later, so they're heading out. They're going to go in and they'll take whatever deal they can get. They figure probably right now the best deal is going to continue to be in the auction. That is yet to be seen as far as for today, but I'll know where I'm at when there's 5 minutes left. That's for sure. So shout out to the developers of this. I'd love to invite you guys. Message me on X, follow me on X, message me on X. I'll try to reach out to you guys if I can. And we can definitely have you on the Crypto Talk show and go into further detail. After the stream, got to go catch Jake. He's also live. Okay. Yeah, I'll go watch Jake. I was going to end it right now because it's Friday. It's Friday. So thank you guys for being here all week. Pound the like button. Drop a comment. The vault is where the action's happening right now. Till next time, we shall do it again. Yeah, dog.
Eddie LaFontaine, just get it. Yeah. It's R2R. Back to riches. Back to riches. 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 Got my call from the R2R. Farmers going up, Brody, check the chart. In the loot, buying all these plots. Thomas G and Mike got the chat on lock. With a drip and pause. Got these dogs and pigs, farm me, I'm ready to score. Got me a bag of the rich and hard, I think I need more. Group got me in the wave, now I'm swimming the shore. I'm up to the core. It's R2R. Back to riches. Back to riches. It's R2R. Back to riches. Back to riches. It's R2R. Back to riches. Back to riches. It's R2R. Back to riches. Back to riches.